Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name's Michael.
And my name's Cleve.
And welcome back to another informative episode of Friendship Supreme. Oh, I stole Cleve's. Oh.
I was too slow. I'm high.
We're the podcast that dares to ask. Have you ever sung a song to yourself to tell yourself how many different ways there is to say no?
Once. So you weren't aware of this,
No.
right? Okay. I saw this when I was little. We are talking, what's the whole fucking title?
And this was triggered from an episode we randomly had where Cleve's like, I want to see Alf as a cartoon. And then we're like, maybe he was a cartoon. And then Cleve fucking Googled this. And then Cleve had like a fucking national treasure moment where he just...
It was one of those things where it zoomed into my eye and he went through me sitting in front of a TV watching all this and then zoomed back out.
It was fucking
This
nuts.
is Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue. It is a 1990s short.
What, like 92, 93?
90.
Oh, was it 90?
Yeah, that's what I googled the full name of it.
Okay, my bad.
Full of every one of your favorite cartoons from then, except the real popular ones and the not popular, super popular ones.
So random.
No middle. Who work together to fight marijuana, as Theodore says.
Well,
and the villain from Ferngully.
And Crack.
Yeah.
Crack was the real villain in this.
One girl wanted to get super turned up. So this starts with...
said, I got the wallet somehow. Bye! And fucking ran off for her crack rocks.
It is about a little girl named Corey whose piggy bank gets stolen by her big brother named... What's that name?
Michael! She kept
Michael.
yelling Michael the whole time. It's the only reason my daughter kept watching this fucking cartoon, because it just kept yelling Michael.
Oh, you better watch it?
No, she was just in the room.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't like, sit down and fucking watch this.
Well, because I was like, I don't know.
I didn't either. I was like, I don't even know at this point.
I feel like I messed up, so I would hate that for this to mess her up. Michael steals her piggy bank because he needs more marijuana.
Yeah.
There's
easily
her
20
comic
bucks
books
in here.
And her
fucking 10 coins.
Her comic books and her records and her stuffed animals and her alarm clock and her framed picture of Alf all get together to
Alf was just
figure out what's
going
on.
Garfield.
He was. He got a little.
Oh yeah,
and her lamp. I forgot about her lamp. You're right. So this is, I'm gonna say, Avengers Endgame level crossover.
Yeah, there's a lot of collaboration here.
Everyone.
We had Disney and Warner Brothers and fucking whoever owned the rights at the time to comic books and Sunday paper. I don't know.
So we had Alf, Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, Smurfs, Muppet Babies, but only 3 of them. I put Ghostbusters, but really just fucking Slimer, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Alvin and the Chipmunks, just Mikey from the Ninja Turtles for some reason, and of all turtles.
That's why.
To tell me why? We had to clarify that he's not doing it.
He's not a stoner, guys. This is like when the new Velma is like Shaggy hates marijuana.
Yeah. Huey, Dewey, and Louie from DuckTales, Garfield, and I think that might be it.
I believe you hit them all. I did have a brief. My wife was real annoyed. She was trying to play her game, and I just kept trying to talk to her about it because I needed somebody to express what I felt to be funny. But
let it out.
Is it not weird that Slimer was like a bad guy for all of like 5 minutes in a random film, and we like really latched on to let's merchandise him and make him like the star of the Ghostbusters show.
Well, and what I think is funny is arguably in the movie the most disgusting looking
Oh,
one.
1000%.
I would rather have the dogs at the end than looking Slimer. Anyway, this drug informative special starts with uh, George H. Bush and the First Lady.
And Barb. Old Babs.
And it's just I when I started with that, I was like, oh man, I don't even with watching it, I didn't remember this.
It reminded me that at one point in time, while I'm not a fan of Republicans, like they weren't that bad.
They weren't terrible.
They weren't fucking monsters. Anyway,
they did turn all your favorite characters against you if you wanted to do drugs, but I guess the whole world was doing that then.
At the time, especially crack rock, they were really attacking that.
Well, I feel like that's one that we can still stand on today.
100%. Yeah, no,
but marijuana was got them there.
Yeah, it's the gateway drug. Okay, when he was smoking pot, and then they showed him in the House of Mirrors, and it was his decrepit body. I looked at my wife and I'm like, so, like, I understand that like drugs are bad, but are we trying to say that this kid's smoking a couple joints and he's gonna fucking become a zombie? Like a literal zombie? Cigarettes.
And
you look emaciated and you look kind of sickly, but not fucking. The guy had such
straight dead.
He like fucking lost all his teeth. Like it was like he had been smoking crack for quite some time.
Oh, the view of his future was worse. When he's just fucking on the table, I assumed holding a needle. I didn't really get to see it that well. Yeah, it takes you on some characters. Most characters, almost all the characters address the brother and what he's doing wrong. Very Toy Story Sid-ish. And Pooh stays behind with the sister to
get her to rat him out.
Yeah, to snitch. The right kind of snitch, I feel like, but snitching nonetheless.
You know what? I found this interesting. So I asked my kid the other day, I said, what's the difference between a tattletale and like when it's okay to tell? And she said, I'm a tattletale if I tell people about something that I can fix myself, or if I can intervene on myself and fix it.
Okay.
All right, I'm on board. Like, if you think that, like, you don't need an adult to solve the issue, so like some kid cuts in front of you in line, you solve it yourself, then yeah, okay.
All right, that's fair. I always saw it as like, one, as long as it didn't affect me,
right?
But two, if there's cause for danger at some point, I feel like I give you the full green light to be like, hey, fucking Sam's standing on the roof. I'm like, okay, let me go get him. Thanks for not, that's not tattling. That's fine.
Because there's just a fine line, like how do you tell your kid not to be a snitch, not be fucking Randall from Recess that everybody hated?
Right.
You don't want that.
God, fucking
Randall.
Yeah, they weren't there. Yeah. You know what? I didn't mind the message that Pooh was giving to the sister. That still, for the most part, holds up. That's still fine. Was there any part of this that you feel didn't age well?
Well, I think that
besides all the mystery behind marijuana.
I was to say, the whole just the marijuana thing was like, all right, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, he threw his sister up against the wall. That's when he finally snapped back to like, oh, hey, maybe I'm a fucking piece of shit. Although I did think it was funny. He woke up from a dream that was like, hey, you're a piece of shit. And he was like, oh my God. Oh, it's a dream. I was a piece of shit, but it's okay. And then she comes in and he's like, fuck you, get the fuck out. And he throws her against the wall. Yeah, like, you learned your lesson. And you're like, just kidding, bitch, here I come. It was fucking whatever, man. I was like, all right.
I did write down, if I was high and all my favorite cartoon characters started singing, I'd be like, "Oh, this is it."
this is the wrong strand. No, I mean, when we originally talked about the premise of this cartoon in the last episode, when you were trying to remember what it was about or what this was, I told you like this exact same thing happened to me, but a grown up did it to me. Like robbed my piggy bank as a kid, which by the way
So
was
you were Corey.
which by the way was like a my grandma had bought it for me, and it was a investment piggy bank. And what it was is they looked like books that went along with books that I read to tell me how to invest. And it was just how much money I should put in my piggy bank. But it got stolen from me by a grown ass person who was my aunt. And then was used for drugs, and then she went to jail. So things happen.
It could happen to Michael.
Fuck, he was sitting there with. He had a handful of fucking crack rock. He dropped it on the ground. The ghost was like, "This is on you." The smoke was like, "It's on you, bye." And I looked at Katie and I was like, he's got the intent to sell. That is a fist. That is a lot.
Yeah, you have a lot.
You're doing time.
A lot of the merch.
You're doing some time. And then at one point he's smoking out of what looked like a crack pipe. It did not look like a fucking marijuana pipe. And I'm just like, has he already advanced? Have we already moved on to the world of harder drugs?
The next thing you know, man, it'll happen.
Also, at what point in time in our past did we ever wear shirts with our initial on them? Did you ever do that? They flash back to everybody playing football. It's because all the little like white cartoon kids looked exactly the same, so they had to have their fucking initial on their shirt so you knew.
The smoke character's name was Smoke.
Smoke.
Also, I have to say, I haven't checked everybody, but I'm pretty sure all original voices.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too.
In this thing,
it sounded like it. The animation was rough sometimes, specifically Michelangelo, because he is more in depth. I think in his design, there were a couple times where I could see his body kind of morphing.
Yeah. His face looked rough a lot too when he was like standing over him.
It was here. The one thing that really didn't make sense to me, by the way, there was an alarm clock, a picture of Alf, a stuffed animal, some vinyl, comic book, and I'm missing something, I'm sure. But anyway, they all came from her room. They all then walked into his room's poster. Did she lose all her shit? So did he not only he stole her piggy bank and broke it, but then she lost all of her animals.
Well, and then I think it was a poster of like this show,
which is even more confusing. That's some
maybe
Matrix shit.
You know what? He's probably in a fucking alley on the rock, and just the rest of it was just a dream.
You know what? Okay, here you asked me if I had like anything that didn't hold up. When she came up to the dad, was like, "Hey, my brother's being kind of weird." Oh, that's just part of being a teenager. I was like, all right, well, like, here's finally your kid has the courage to be like, "Hey, something's wrong," and you're like, "Nah, fuck you, teenager, bye."
It did make me feel bad when she was like, "Well, maybe if I do this drugs, like, maybe we'll be close again." I'm like, "Oh God, fuck." I wasn't ready for that one. I also think the terrible generic line of like, "Oh, I'm missing some beers," and she's like, "Honey, you probably just drink them watching football." Like, all right, yeah, I do drink a lot, and just put the beers back when you think some are missing.
I love that we had like our fucking 6-pack of Schlitz in a fucking wood crate.
Well, that was the times, Michael. That was the 90s, man. Things were different then.
Zimas, bro. The Zimas all day.
But that would have been the best. Hey, I only drank 2 Zimas yesterday. For the rest of them.
Oh man. It was just fine. It's exactly what I expected. I looked at my wife. I was like, "Should Jameson be watching this?" And Katie was like, She's gonna be watching dumber shit in school anyway, so might as well, get her used to it, I guess.
I don't know that we do the drug push thing like we used to then.
Certainly not marijuana.
Yeah, well, yeah. You know what? And you know what? If this whole thing was just about don't do crack, I'm on board.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody should be doing crack.
No.
Crack's not cool.
Anything synthesized by human beings, like, I think it's, like, if we had, not to get on a pedestal, but, like, if you have to create this thing, like, maybe we don't do it.
Oh. Interesting.
Shrooms? Fine. Whatever. Marijuana? Fine. Here's my philosophy on this, right? Is that the same thing with alcohol. As long as you are a performing citizen of society, like, fine. It's when you fucking are high all the time and can't do shit, or it becomes your personality. You are
until it's too late, man. That's what they're trying to teach you.
Here's what needs to happen.
Mikey says, don't do it.
You need to have yourself a good set of friends that can be like, hey, man, chill the fuck out.
Not fucking Michael's friends. Michael's friends were like, crack next or not?
They were. They were so. It was like, and
he was like, I just got the weed down, and he's like, yeah, no, crack though.
He was playing football with his friend, right?
Handful.
Did this flashback to like his childhood when he first smoked pot, because he's like, I chose to smoke pot on my own choice, and it made me like think back. When did I first smoke pot? Why did I do it? I don't smoke pot. I don't do it, guys. And he was like playing football with his friends, and that's when I was making fun of the letters and the shirt.
Yeah.
And he got tired, and so he went to go get a drink of water, and he saw these other kids. And he's like, these other kids, hey, Square Bear, you want to smoke some weed? And here's the funny thing, right? We've talked about this for fucking Halloween candy when they're like, they're putting that fentanyl, that good shit in the candy, and you're like, who's paying to give your kid the high that they want?
This is an expensive game you're playing.
Right. And it's first of all, that's what I was like, who's like, hey, yeah, like, come over here, you want to bum some free weed off me? Secondly, he goes, yeah, those were just my friends. Those weren't his friends. They were like twice his age. Oh. Don't talk to strangers. Maybe that's the thing we need to be telling Michael.
You didn't want to come off lame, Michael. He just took a puff for 8.
What? His friends at the park want to do let's do crack. What?
You know what would have been the best? I don't know if the animation was there, but it should just be like, I got this crack. He's like, I don't know, shoot it. His fucking face, like, oh my god. I like this now. This is what I do.
I don't know. I can look at it now and it's comical. I agree. I think maybe it's because it also attacks marijuana, which was, the thing we were cracking down on, right?
Back then, it was the worst thing that you could ever do.
It was the gateway drug, right? It was the thing that was going to open you to everything. And
get this crack that the government released on you. Anyway, keep going.
Sure did, to weed out black neighborhoods. I mean, 100%. That is. Anyways, not the conspiracies, but that's what happened.
And now it's legal almost everywhere.
Not crack, marijuana, guys. Go to Colorado. Most things are legal there.
You been to every state, Michael? You been to every state? You know all the state laws?
Most things are legal in Colorado these days.
I want to go to every police station in every state and go, hey.
You guys cool with crack?
We should crack it, right?
You know what? If you're listening to us right now and you guys believe that crack is legal in your state and you need to know, let us know. We'll write to your local police department. We won't say anything, though. We're not snitches.
I just wanted you to have a moment of whatever happened to me in my childhood.
I appreciate it.
Which was this show.
It was a thing that happened.
This one-time thing that I'm pretty sure I watched one time.
It was a thing that happened, for sure.
Never again.
I wonder if it was more like I know he was obviously the nation's president, but like he's big here in Texas, right?
Yeah, they're from here.
And so like maybe you guys all watched it here because he did it. Like he was a part of it.
I mean, it just came on TV.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know who he was.
That's fair. Like, that's fair.
I was 3.
Little did you know, he was a part of the system.
Yep, taking me down. But he brought all my friends together. Man. They fought drugs and sang. You know what? Oh my God! I was thinking when that song was going because there's a whole song about saying no to drugs. and it's not bad. It's a little catchy.
It's fine.
Um, I would love to see somebody that does a bunch of impressions just sing it the whole thing. Like, because I know there are people out in the world that can do that. That makes it exciting. Because voice acting has gotten fucking wild. But
Michael's really good at voice acting.
yeah, do it.
Can't. It's not in my register.
Give me bugs.
They can't do it. What's up,
Oh,
dog?
give me. I can't do it. What's up, dog? Pooh Bear got yeeted. That's the only other note that I have. I don't have anything else to talk about.
A schmeckle of honey. That's my food.
That was a good voice actor. That guy.
What's going on? Oh,
it's just such a great voice.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's so recognizable. If you heard that character talking, that you're like,
there was a moment where until Huey, Dewey, and Louie came on, I had a genuine moment of like contemplation on what the licensing agreement was for Winnie the Pooh. I mean, it's a dumb thing for me to think of, but as an adult now, I'm sitting here like all these licenses together, and I'm like, duh. We had such problems with Roger Rabbit. Like there were so many issues filming Roger Rabbit because of this shit, and it was like fucking Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse. Like nobody's gonna confuse who owns who. Don't worry.
Right.
But here is like Winnie the Pooh. I'm like, man, maybe I'm wrong. Like maybe there was a thin line somewhere that said like
then, things change, right?
Yeah, but it was great for what it was. It reminded me of 90s cartoons. It wasn't far off.
I would have liked for it not to have been centered around drugs, but then you couldn't have gotten everybody to agree to do it. So
fair. It felt a little forced at times. I think there could be better writing and less fear mongering, but
maybe you should pitch the next one.
I think Dog the Bounty Hunter should be on it, and he talks a lot about not doing ice.
He talks a lot about a lot of things, man.
He just talks a lot of things. He's got something bad going on, I think, right now. I don't remember. I can never remember what that man's got going on. His world is just a topsy-turvy. I think he's constantly seeing all these fucking cartoons. They're talking to him right now. Alf the cartoon's fucking
just on a loop in a padded room.
I just Garfield had zero purpose. And Alf was like, if you don't get up, I'm gonna fucking eat you. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, Alf. Way to just fucking show all your cards right out the gate.
Like, what? I know this is the whole reason it came up, but was Alf a cartoon at some point?
Yeah,
I remember him being a show.
I think he had like one season as a cartoon.
It was such a weird. Because I was like, this is to me, Alf was not a kid character.
No, but neither was fucking. What was the Toxic Avenger? And I had a whole themed Toxic Avenger birthday party when I was 7. I loved the Toxic Avenger.
We need all that information and all pictures available.
I remember the cake and everything. Like, it was bad. It was 2 seasons. In 87 is when it started. I had a whole cake with the Toxic Avenger. I had a bunch of toys. I had all the fucking action figures because they had the movie, which I did not see until I was an adult. And then they had the cartoon, which I was like, this is fucking great. I love this. Go Toxic Avenger.
That's right. I guess Turtles did the same thing, right? It's a comic.
Yeah.
And then a pretty serious adult movie, and then...
When you're poor, you settle for the weird fucking superheroes. Those are the heroes that are hero to you. Fucking Toxic Avenger.
They got the fucking mop.
Yeah, looked like a fucking mutant. It's fucked up in the face.
That's me!
Bro, I don't even know why. But a whole year of my life was dedicated to my love for that character.
I need to revisit that.
I'm good. I've rewatched the movie a couple times. Yeah. Solid cult classic. Let us know if you guys if you guys remember this cartoon. All-Star Cartoons say to the rescue. Is that what it was?
Cartoon All-Stars.
Cartoon All-Stars to the rescue.
To the rescue.
If you have seen it, if not, it's on YouTube for free. Go watch it. A couple ads, whatever.
28 minutes.
Let us know what you guys thought about it. If you did watch it, if you haven't watched it or you don't care, is there any cartoon you remember that told you not to do drugs, and was it funny? And do you think about it to this day?
Am I the only person that remembers this?
Did it stop you from doing drugs?
The poster says drugs don't stand a chance against these guys, and at the very bottom, I can see a little McDonald's like logo.
I remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles campaign, which was like say yes to pizza, no to drugs, but the way that it's written was very confusing, and it could have very easily just been say yes to drugs to pizza.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do drugs, also yes to pizza.
Both ones that
we don't
like, hey, you want to get high?
we don't
order on pizza.
We don't always recommend drugs, but what we do recommend is if you're going to do drugs, yes, pizza. Then there you go. Anyways, guys, you can find us anywhere on social media at Friendship Supreme, except for on Twitter. The word friendship's gonna have no eyes, because all eyes should be here on our YouTube channel, where you can watch Cleve and I slowly lose our fucking minds.
Bob Marley extra crispy.
Well, we have a pizza place here. I don't know if it's outside of Texas, but the Mellow Mushroom, which is 100% just dedicated to the ambiance of like 70s stoner vibe. So, yeah, we're here for you. Oh, they have a delicious fucking baked potato pizza.
I bet it is baked.
It is. Anyways, we have episodes coming out every week. Make sure you guys hit like, subscribe, hit the notification button, because if you do, you're going to find out how much we fucking want to talk to you. If you guys have anything you'd like to hear us about, comment down below. I guarantee we'll do an episode about it. I've been Michael.
This is Cleve. And Cowabunga, dude. How did you get so totally cool?